Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Today I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health risk for December 15th, 2025. We do keep additional graphics available at tpatw.com. And if you shop Amazon, we have a patient weather storefront. Anything bought through our storefront is and will support the patient weather. Looking at the surface map for the 15th, you'll notice we have high pressure covering almost the entire country. Basically, the largest high pressure center is over the southeast, and that will be bringing some milder air back up into the central sections of the country, even as the extreme east sits in frigid temperatures for at least one more day. You can see that the atmospheric river is about ready to flow again into the Pacific Northwest. And we have a little bit of snow hanging in here east of the lakes and right at the very peak of the flow around that high pressure center. Looking at our vitality index, which is a composite of all of the different weather elements that might cause some difficulties, you'll notice we have here something in the Pacific Northwest. We have a large area running up the plains, the Mississippi Valley, all the way into the Tennessee and Ohio and Great Lakes area, a touch here in the Middle Atlantic, and just a little bit of an issue trying to make into New England. Looking at pressure change, this is always something of interest for those with headache, asthma, and a lot of other medical issues. You'll see we do have some falling pressure right up here along the border areas of Canada and the Pacific Northwest. The biggest area of falling pressure stretches all the way from eastern New Mexico, Texas, across through Kansas, picking up in Louisiana, going all the way up to Minnesota, all through the Tennessee and Ohio valleys and Great Lakes, and holding just a bit here at the upstate New York, and then swinging back over into extreme southeastern Canada. Rising pressure, we do have an area of rising pressure across central Florida. It tends to move back into the coastal areas, picking up the North Carolina islands, swinging up and picking portions of Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, and eastern Massachusetts, and just the coastal area of Maine. Looking at temperature change, and this is also of extreme interest, although we have terribly cold temperatures still holding most along the eastern seaboard, you'll see that around the backside of that massive high in the southeast, we have some warming temperatures flowing up and in here, especially across this middle portions of the Ohio and middle Mississippi Valley where they join. Remember, we're talking changes of temperature here, and while it is still rather cool, it is a warm-up of what we've been seeing, and much of the rest of the east will see their warm-up beginning really on the 16th. Looking at dew point temperatures or moisture, humidity flowing into the country, we pretty much see the same thing with the falling dew points moving away, and we have warming and higher dew points trying to flow in and around that massive high pressure center centered over the southeast. Vapor pressure just confirms that same issue. Looking to POI, or the availability of oxygen in the atmosphere, we'll talk about the little migraine risk. We have a migraine risk running across the state of Florida, rather significant for Florida, so this is a big change. We have southern Georgia just making its way into South Carolina, and then off the coast, but picking up again in Connecticut, eastern Massachusetts, southern New Hampshire, and again, just the extremes of Maine, but reaching on out into some portions of New Brunswick and probably Nova Scotia. The massive area of weather health risk for the 15th will be for asthma and arthritis, and that is from Washington, Oregon, and on into Montana. But the major swath is right here in the heartland, the plains from eastern New Mexico, Texas, all the way on up to Dakotas, Louisiana up to Minnesota, really significant from Kansas across Missouri, Illinois, Indiana into northern Kentucky, straining all the way into portions of Pennsylvania and upstate New York, and of course all of the Great Lakes areas. Thanks for visiting The Patient and the Weather. Your comments are appreciated, and if you hurt, tell us where you're located.